You have to act interested in what I have to say.
We always are.
Have to. Oh, same play.
Okay.
Yeah,
Both on the same.
Yeah, and it was one of the some of the issues with that it was one of those unfortunate things that him playing at a very, very high level, and playing fast, and so that happened. He's been aggressively going after his rehab, and he knows right now that he's playing the best ball of his career, and when players are in those situations, they definitely are as eager as they ever are to play. So with Javon, we have to be very smart, knowing really what he means to our team as a leader, as a player, and what he's able to do in our scheme. So we'll be assessing him. I will be very cautious and not afraid to be the patient, wise one, if it makes sense. However, I first let players tell me with the best way they can speak, which is through seeing them as opposed to what they say. So I'll be watching him closely. We'll be communicating, and if he's if he's not vulnerable to setbacks, he'll be out there. If he's not quite ready, we'll wait to another week. But very, very happy how he's responded this week from those issues. Hey, man. Vegas. So they'll both be practicing today, and we'll be assessing that. I think this week in particular, it seems like there's more of those situations where we're kind of having to go all the way down to the wire to kind of feel things out, and it's not something that surprises you once you start entering into December. And for this team, I think we are fortunate, I guess, in having these reps. And I think in situations like this, your training from all the way back in April really shows through. I think these are times down the stretch of the season, in my mind, why we put such an emphasis in the spring and training camp, because it's inevitable that you're going to have to, with the rigors of the NFL season, there's going to be situations where your guys are going to have to be healing during prep week to be able to put their best foot forward on Sunday. So, quite honestly, I don't know. I couldn't. I wouldn't bet any scenario with either one of them, just because I wouldn't want to lose the money, because I have no freaking idea. But I think the collective group is gotten to a comfortable place. With all the. It comes down to their commitment and Butch and Frank and Lem and all the guys working tirelessly over the long haul that allows us to kind of be comfortable and operate as an offense, even with those unknowns. I know one thing: there'll be a left tackle that will be majoring in blocking on Sunday. What number that is, we'll see, but they'll both be practicing today, and we'll assess. I think you know what? He's playing. Who did it fastest? Who did it fastest?
That might be your shortest answer ever.
Perfection.
You want to challenge me? We'll go shorter. I don't know on Rob Hunt. but optimistic. Good week of practice.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So,
I'm a fan of Wynn Nini as well, and Isaiah Wynn. All of the above. It's not. He is in a category for me where I'm letting the timeline play out. I'm not really. It's really not on my radar. That's not because it's inconceivable. It's more because I don't want him to instigate a setback by arbitrary. He's doing a great job. Hung out with him a little bit in the weight room while I wasn't lifting weights yesterday, and he's in good spirits and diligently working. As far as those possibilities, I'm not thinking about it. That doesn't mean it's not a possibility. It's just that I don't think that renders the best results for him. He's diligently working, and we'll consider that when it gets a little bit closer, if it does. But can't say yes, can't say no, really. Well, I mean, are you saying there's some similarities? Oh, the exact same record. Got it. I have two things to kind of set my feeling towards what you're speaking of. 8-3 last year, and you go through something that's very, very difficult, which is watching, having to fight in the last game to even get in the playoffs. When at 8-3, that's not really what's on your mind. So you're very interested in how people use that. For me, it falls right into the way I look at how to do everything, which is, for us to say that's a bad thing or a good thing, it has to do with how we respond to it. I have two examples. That's Wednesday's practice and Thursday's practice, and those lend me to believe that we have a committed football team to make right those lessons learned last year, to make that last year actually purposeful, as opposed to just we let opportunities slip through our fingers. We possibly could have had a home playoff game, and we messed that year up. I've felt this week with the players that hurt cut deep enough that there's a completely different mindset this practice Wednesday and this practice Thursday, night and day difference from last year, and that's what you want. You want it to, if you're going to go through it, you want it to be of some purpose, and I see a team that understands what it means to build during the season, to continue the growth as a team, so that we're our best version of ourselves when it matters most. I see a team that is excited to play together. I see a team that is used to, the spotlight or the headlines. We have, and that isn't enamored by that. I see a team that takes the Washington Commanders as serious as every other team that we've played this year, and a team that's excited to go compete against them, and that's the only thing on their mind. I'm very proud of where our team's at, because our team is connected to each other, plays hard for each other, invests in the responsibilities for one another, so that they can truly take advantage of each and every Sunday, which, we only have a finite amount, and each one of them's very special. There's a lot of people that pay really, really good money to come watch us do what we do, and this team seems to not take any of that for granted, which gives you the opportunity to be your best self, which is all that I care about. You know, the I'm very happy that you're always happy when people get, results from, diligently working at something, whatever it is. So like, you go and attack what you can control in the midst of a ton of narrative about yes you can, no you can't, all this other stuff. He worries about one thing, and that's, all right, well, what's the problem? Staying on the field. What can I do to fix it? And that's all he worries about. It doesn't surprise me that we're in the position we're in at this point in the season, where he's played 12 games in a row, because I've never seen someone attack an off season with that much. Like, it's not a chip on his shoulder. He was just so motivated to control what he can control. So motivated. So doesn't surprise me. I think the results speak for themselves in that way. Football is a game where you can't predict really anything that's going to happen, but you can control certain things. I think he's done an unbelievable job of that. I'm really proud, just really proud and happy that we're at this position in the season with him playing 12 games in a row, because I know how much he directly has to do with that, and that it wasn't an easy position for him to be in. But what he did do is take himself as a man, as a player, to a different level within that commitment. And I think just his overall just it affects everyone. I think his confidence with his ability to stay healthy, guys can feel. And we're just very fortunate that our quarterback is wired the way he is from a mental standpoint, because I'm not sure if you guys were placing side bets, but there was a lot of people that were betting against him. He knew that, and so he as a result, he gets better from everything, good, bad, or indifferent. Rumors. Like, I don't. To be honest, I to survive in the National Football League, for me at least, rumors don't exist. I don't. We're in a tough business that there's a lot of people that would love to have the opportunities we have as coaches. It's everybody knows that gets into it that things you can hear rumors when things aren't going well. You get a lot of high fives when they are. The bottom line is I see when I see a team that the players are playing hard week in, week out, things haven't totally gone their way as they would expect. I would assume for the entirety of the season. But I don't see players wavering. That speaks everything to me about who coaches are. And, to me, I see a team that plays really hard for their coaches, that believes that, they have the right people. And so if I'm thinking anything but that, and just how to prepare our guys, anything but how to prepare our guys for this opponent, you're wishing, you're kind of wishing, I don't know, results that you don't want upon yourself. So I have a ton of respect for him as coach, and he's been doing this at a high level for a long time. Whether going against him when he was in Carolina or, this game. So, I know they're going to bring their best. He's going to be as prepared as anyone. And if we for a second look at this team as anything other than an opponent that really wants to beat us, we're going to be setting ourselves up for failure. So I see a football team that can beat whatever team they play each and every week, and they'll do that to us if we allow that. It really hurts. It hurts my ability to sarcastically talk shit if I participate. I'm more of a I don't know. I feel like I can relate to you guys on you should make that shot. I don't take the shot and then judge people for not, So I'm really outclassed athletically at all times in my profession. I know that, lean into it. So, you're not going to see me participating, but I definitely have opinions on who's the best shooter. And, I that's the great thing about being a head coach. You can just be like, yeah, I would dunk on you. And you're going to have to take my word for it. That's kind of how I operate. But the guys get pretty competitive in there. And no one's even asked me to take a shot, to be honest. Let's keep it that way. All right? We don't need that. All of a sudden, the way I look at it is they're not going to listen to a guy with a broke shot. So I'll just tell them that it's good, and hopefully they believe me.